successful, they should like kind of bring the joy home. Mom was a party.
Thank you. All right, 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061, 030-279-4805, 030-279-4805. Let me take this call on the other line and then I take the other one. Hello. You people, Michael, this yo.
I know you are talking. If you can't, it's a boxing promotion.
Yeah, it was a boxing promotion. Hey,
in Canada, now you touch you. And the cup 2.
Okay, I see.
I see number simple because you're passing beer, and pressure beer, Okumasi. And pressure beer, I'm simple. We're line up, and we have taxes, and we actually send up we keep it in the Shenako, we have a baby, and now could do simple that massa. Simple, 90 minutes, Ghana 4. Car 0 and running upon 9 so travel to the so could make level. But I say, so she was good to go soft water. But I say, was a woman, it's when you had no, I say, but when you had it, come right. So we need you. All
right, Michael, thank you so much. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Nathan.
Yes.
My only question is Otuado going to be in the dugout for the Black Stars today?
But he's head coach. Where is he going?
Jesus Christ. There you go. Central Africa is not going to be a walkover.
Yeah.
Very frank with you.
Yeah, okay.
Let us not keep our hopes up there, because there's one thing you as a player looking in the dugout, you see a coach motivated to win. But Otuado doesn't inspire that. So the only thing is that let the boys come out today and perform. If not, if they want to.
But Otuado has been in charge from day one, and the boys are here now. So.
And Nathan, looking at what the boys have been doing on the pitch, does that give you a glitter of hope? Regarding the tactics or whatever, even Otuado, do you even see anything from him?
Concerning what exactly?
No, because tactically, what do you see from Coach Otuado? Even his posture on the bench in the dugout, it's even a demotivation for the boys. So for me, I will not be shocked if Central Africa comes with a 1-goal win in that game. I will not be shocked.
You are not be shocked. You are not of the optimistic clan this morning, no.
Oh no! As a matter of fact, you have to face the fact that even the boys want to go to the World Cup or nothing. If the boys don't want to go, that one we cannot depend on the tactics of Otuado. So Nathan, let's keep our hopes down for a while though. Thank you.
Okay, all right. 054 257 1061. That's a very interesting line of argument, you know. Anyway, let me take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is your boy Oscar from Volta Regis.
All right, Oscar, please go ahead.
Yeah, today we don't need anything to win, but the Otuado is not a good coach for us.
Why
the fact.
Why do you say that?
Because the person if he trailer for Dortmund, you know, be coach where you carry coach Blaster, it's not good. You have to tell the truth, because Otuado for the touchline, you don't know what they do.
Hold on. Relax. Take it easy. I beg you. So if you are saying that, okay, you finish your point. So you don't trust in Otuado.
because when I Jim like the Mugber never make you come out to because we don't have who told the many coach in Yaplo, call it a West Cup. What up the other mean? I'm for you know. When you never add to the no better, me rather not perform. Me only represent Ghana. Me only wrote a father as a blaster. So this thing, you have to say the truth. That's what the boys don't talk about. You know, this is sincerely.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Ray.
Yeah, so he said that the body are going to play today. The players will play for themselves to win. It will not be an Otuado job. And he says that the World Cup we are going to, we are not going there to play. We have to go there and not just out to the numbers. We have to go there and perform. So Otuado is not the man to take the team there. You know, basically, he's upset about the fact that Otuado is still at the helm. Hey, Nathan, if Otuado doesn't win today, tomorrow come to work. Also, I don't want to hear anything right here.
Okay, no problem. The boys, they have to deliver today. The team has to get it right, and then we all have peace. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Osben.
Okay, Osben, please go ahead.
Sometimes we, the callers, we tend to know more than the coaches. Otuado has been in the helm of affairs throughout these qualifiers. We didn't say he was a bad coach. Today that we are playing, and he's a bad coach, and he's a trainer scout. But the national team is leading the table. When we were beating Madagascar 3-0, he wasn't a bad coach. But today, he's a bad coach. It's shocking. We tend to know more than the people at the helm of affairs. Please, today is an important day. Let's put everything aside. Whether he's a trainer scout, whether he's a kids coach, he is in charge today. And today he will put everybody to shame. We are winning and winning convincingly. I said it yesterday. The way we beat Madagascar in Morocco, we are going to beat Central African Republic today. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much for the call. 054-257-1061. We'll take a few more calls, and then we can get into the main conversation. Let me take this one. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I'm Clement from Ethiopia.
Clement, it's been a while. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I went to the Western North to check on something, so I'm now back.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Please go ahead.
Okay, I want to also say something on the Black Stars. I think that today when they win, the job will be done.
Okay.
And we beg them. We are not going to the USA, but there's a lot of our brothers and sisters who want to go there. So they should just complete the work today. And with the coach, I think he was not into coaching and he didn't have the experience. But I think as time goes on, he will get it. If not for the Black Stars, even when we sack him, I think he's getting the experience bit by bit because he was a scout. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. 7:51. Let's take some more calls. 054-257-1061. What are your expectations of the Black Stars today? Hello.
Nathan, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, this is Moses Lakeside.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay, so if today were to be a boxing bout, do you know how it will be tapped?
No.
Yes, it's a day to put up or shut up.
Okay.
So all this talk of destiny changing and all that, it starts today. And for me, you don't want to play Comoros when your whole life depends on it. So today, the Blacks have no reason than to win this match. They just have to win. Then we go into the Comoros match relaxed because otherwise anything can happen. A red card from somewhere can just change the face of a game. Actually, you just don't want to do that. So they have to win today. Anyway, all the best to them.
All right. Thank you so much for the call. 054-257-1061, 030-279-4805, 030-279-4805. You can equally send me a WhatsApp message, 054-257-1061. All right, let me take this caller. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Prince. I'm calling from in town.
All right, please go ahead.
Today's game, Ghana is going to win. There's gone are the days, and when we hear public not yet.
Hello.
This is Sporty FM.
Hello.
Voice of Sport.
We lost this caller. 753. Please give us a call. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can equally send us a WhatsApp message on that same number, 054-257-1061. After the course, I'll be reading a few quotes here and there. I think we'll even play some audios, right? Coach Otoado has a few things to say, so we'll be hearing from Coach Otoado in a bit. But let me take this caller. Hello.
Sporty FM.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from, please? Good morning. Yes.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
I'm calling Yokopenga from Dodoa.
Okay.
Today, Black Stars score. We go with 3-1 against Stars.
Okay. I like that. 3-1 against Central African Republic. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for the call. Somebody has given us a prediction. Others are saying handicap or whatever it means.
Don't know handicap.
I asked a gentleman to explain to me.
So what did he say?
He said he's giving the other team 1 goal or something, and the Black Stars have to score 2.
Handicap 1, handicap 2, handicap 3.
So what does that mean?
So handicap 3 means you give the team 3 goals. It means the Stars will score 4.
They should score 4.
Yeah, the Stars will score 4 before you win. The Stars will score 4 before you win.
Handicap 1. It means so it doesn't mean that in real life
the team.
It doesn't mean that in real life the opponent has to score.
So technically, what it means is that before the game starts, the opponent is leading 3-0.
Okay,
you have to equalize and score more.
Okay,
that's what handicap 3 means.
Oh, so let me ask you a question. So assuming the Man United game with Sunderland,
yes,
somebody had placed a bet and said handicap 1
for Sunderland.
Yes. What would it mean?
So Man United just need to draw level 1-1 and then score another goal for that game, that bet to be successful.
I see. So United's 2-0 win in the context of the let's say handicap 1 would have worked.
Yeah, it would have worked perfect.
Oh,
yes, yeah. So that's how I play. So normally people use that option for teams that are weak. So you're going to play a team like Sierra. You think they are weak because of the odds. I think they have 18.00 to Ghana's 1.16. So immediately you think that Ghana will score a lot of goals in that game. You get it? So these are the normal say, make we dash them 2 goals. So dash them 2 goals, and then you expect that Ghana will equalize, so 2-2, and then Ghana will score more. Then you win that bet. So that's handicap 2.
Look at all this. All this.
Today on Sporty Plug, Nana Kwame will get
Nana Kwame and the gang will
at 12:30.
They'll be here today, 12:30, to share the odds, the biggest ones, and all of that.
I mean, I learned because of education. I'm not a member of the investment society. Okay. I learned it because of education, public education.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's great to know some of these things.
Yeah, so I'll teach you more.
Okay, no problem. So at least I've learned one thing today. The handicap.
There's another one called draw no bet.
Look at all this. 7:57. This is the Sporty Breakfast. All right, let's enjoy a bit of okay. I think let's take a final caller for this segment. We will enjoy a bit of Wireless Black Star song, and then we get into the conversation. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Katel. I'm calling from Suchari.
All right, please go ahead.
Nathan.
Yeah.
let's stop making the noise about Coach Otuado. Coach Otuado is trying her best. See, coaches come, Coach Blaster. We don't have this success like that. The guy is, let's take it, the guy is a scout, but what? He's scouting the better players for us. So let's give him the chance to use the players. See, you can use one day to plant a maize, but the germination of the maize will take what? A time. So please, let's give him the time. But I bet you, the guys are going to do a good work. The last match that we play, and it's like we have entertainment, everybody is making noise, the team is not playing well. See, when you want to start something, we start step by step. Before Chelsea to be what? The best team, we start from where? Somewhere. It was surprised when Chelsea win what? The Club World Cup. People are doubting. That is how Blaster is going to perform. And I bet you, we are going to do a miracle today in the World Cup. See, that is where everybody is going to see the tactics of what? Coach Otuado. So today, I think 6-0 will be on the score sheet.
Okay, 6-0.
6-0.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Will be on the score sheet. We are going to show. And I believe my boys are going to do the miracle.
Okay.
And then big up to Stoneboy and Shadawale.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for the call. It's 8 on the dot. This is still the Sporty breakfast. The Black Stars are in action today. They play at 4 p.m. But they are not the only teams playing today. Let me just give listeners the full plate in terms of World Cup qualifiers that have been scheduled for today. Just to give you an idea of what's going on. So Eswatini face Angola, Ethiopia take on Guinea-Bissau, Libya face Cape Verde, and Mauritius take on Cameroon. All of these games are part of the 1 p.m. Ghana time kickoffs, right? Eswatini versus Angola, Ethiopia versus Guinea-Bissau, Libya versus Cape Verde, and Mauritius taking on Cameroon. Now, moving on to the 4 p.m. kickoffs, Central African Republic will take on Ghana, Chad take on Mali, Comoros face Madagascar, Djibouti take on Egypt, and Sierra Leone will face Burkina Faso. And then if you go to the 7 p.m. kickoffs for today, it's Niger taking on Congo and Tanzania taking on Zambia. So that's the full plate of games for you. The 1 p.m. games, Eswatini versus Angola, Ethiopia versus Guinea-Bissau, Libya versus Cape Verde, and Mauritius taking on Cameroon. Cameroon are in a very precarious situation. Very, very dangerous situation. They may not qualify automatically to the World Cup. So that's something we all need to take note of. And then the 4 p.m. games, Central African Republic versus Ghana, Chad versus Mali, Comoros taking on Madagascar, Djibouti facing Egypt, and Sierra Leone taking on Burkina Faso. Ray, I guess the Djibouti versus Egypt game is one of the games where the people will do handicap, right?
Yeah, so handicap will work well here. Djibouti, Egypt to Charlie, it's quite a fixture, eh? Djibouti. But Djibouti have been the whipping boys in the group, really. They've considered as many as 28 goals.
Hey!
They've considered 28 goals. Whipping boys.
Goals Zanla.
So, Charlie, even in the first leg, it beat them 6-0.
Ow.
So today maybe another 6, or maybe they'll half it 3.
Mm-hmm.
So the handicap will work here.
Mm-hmm.
So Djibouti, whipping boys in that group. And for Egypt, I think that a win today all but seals qualification for them.
Yep. Egypt are 5 points clear of Burkina Faso.
Just a win.
1 win right? I think even a win.
Yeah,
a point.
Just,
a point could also
just
be
make
enough.
it safe. A point is good, but just a win just makes life easy for them.
Okay, let me just run through the group standings, right? Whilst when I'm done, then we can zone in on the Ghana. On the Ghana game. Just let me go through the group standings and then we'll zone in on the Black Stars. All right, so Group A, as things stand in Group A, for those who are very interested, Egypt lead 20 points, Burkina Faso 15 points, Sierra Leone 12 points, Guinea-Bissau 10 points, Ethiopia 6 points, and Djibouti 1 point. As Raymond said, they've conceded 28 goals, they've scored 4, goal difference of minus 24. Why are they not in Ghana's group? Na lo awo mi pi.
Na bo chado lo.
Huh?
Na bo chado nyo lo.
But how many more?
I know you went there. Because Chad was at Djibouti.
Zanlab.
By this time, qualification would have been zero.
If we had won that. Oh, anyway, Group B, Senegal 18 points, DRC. What are you saying? What is Immortal saying? A win wouldn't have sealed it. Would have needed 2 more points.
Not 2 more points.
But things would have been relatively easier. Anyway. Oh, fine. Okay, fine. It's okay. Group B, Senegal 18 points.
Point of interest.
Senegal 18 points. DRC 16 points. Sudan 12 points. Togo 7. Mauritania 6. South Sudan 4. Ray, this is a close group. Senegal on 18. DRC on 16. We'll see. Group C, I think this is my favorite group. Group C, Benin 14 points, South Africa 14 points, Nigeria 11, Rwanda 11, Lesotho 9, Zimbabwe 4. So it's a 4-horse race for that one ticket.
Yes.
4-horse race for that one ticket. And today, hopefully, we'll get further clarity in that group.
And Benin are playing for Razak, the late Razak.
Yeah, Razak Omotorosi.
Yeah, so they are playing for Omotorosi. So you see, when you summon the spirit of the elite, can propel you to some strange victories. You remember Zambia when they won the AFCON?
Yes.
Katungo and his friends. Do you know why they won?
Why did you?
They summoned the ghosts of that playing ground. In the same country. And they performed. Benin want to rely on that to go to the World Cup. It cannot raw. It will be interesting. You see, Nathan, I'll be happy if Benin qualify to the World Cup. I'm very happy for me. Beating Nigeria, beating South Africa, and making it to the World Cup. It will be huge.
It will be a story. Anyway, Group D, Cape Verde. This is also a big story. Cape Verde, 19 points. Cameroon, 15 points. Libya, 14 points. Angola, 10 points. Mauritius, 5. Eswatini, 2. So, Cameroon are in a huge pickle.
Cameroon will go.
They are in a huge pickle. Any points for Cape Verde today, that is it.
That's it. And Cape Verde are going to do their job.
Once Cape Verde wins,
do you know, see, when it gets to this stage of the competition, do you know what we call operations?
You do operations.
Do you know what we call operations?
What is operations?
Do you know operations?
No.
Operations.
You go and
Nathan. Today, let me show you. Let me show you the operations. Let me show you operations games.
Yeah.
Egypt, Djibouti. Egypt don't want any complications.
So they are doing operations there, allegedly.
All operations. But me, I have not explained the operations. What is allegedly?
Okay, operations.
Operations.
Yes.
Then you look at that game between Cape Verde and Libya. Look, Libya, they are not going anywhere. Libya don't go anywhere. Cape Verde, they know what is at stake. First leg, they won the first leg, 1-0. Second leg, they know Libya can make life difficult for them. Operations. Cameroon, Mauritius.
Yes.
Cameroon know Mauritius are not going anywhere, but they need the points. So instead of playing, operations. If
they want to do an operation, why are they not doing it in the other game?
No, you see, the last 2 games, Nathan, operations, or you could be shocked. Now look at the Benin game. No, Benin play tomorrow. Benin and do play tomorrow. Now look at Ghana versus Central African Republic. Ideally, after what happened to us against Chad, ideally, if you consult me,
you say we should take the operation route.
If you consult me, I'll tell minister. Operations. This game is an operations game. Oh, Nathan, you have the quality. You have the players.
So win the game.
Operations. So this game like this, if you want to, if you want to have peace of mind, your backup is operations. Whatever operations means. Because you see Comoros against Madagascar. Comoros, they are not going anywhere. But they would want to give themselves a fair chance of possibly, taking advantage of something somewhere. Madagascar, no, they are closer to Ghana than Madagascar. So than Comoros. So two of them will have to decide where the 3 points should go. So as for them, they'll go and fight. Wherever they meet, they'll fight and see who goes through. Then you look at that Zambia group, there's nothing really there for anybody in that group. Niger versus Congo, that is where, again, there's nothing at stake. So as for the operations games, they are clear. We can see the operations games, including the Ghana match. Ideally, it should be an operations game. But I don't know. I don't know if we've done the operations. Do you know the operations?
What are the operations?
Operations. Maybe Immortal can come and explain the operations. Immortal. Yeah, Burkina Faso, Sierra Leone. Burkina Faso are going away.
This is Sporty FM,
they need points.
the voice of sports.
Egypt won't allow them. So you will not waste any time on operations. Just go and play the ball and go. You understand? But you see, when it's left to the last two games, Nathan, even if it is Argentina versus Djibouti, you must have a fallback plan.
Okay.
It is the fallback plan we didn't have when we went to play Chad.
The operation is simple because the last time when we qualified,
but I'm not done going through my group standings.
Point
of interest.
Ray called me. That's why I'm here. If you're afraid to explain it, it's very simple. We've been saying that there's nothing like subjective truth or objective truth. The truth is always one. Good. When we qualify, you at least get about $12 million. The last time, it was how much? It was $10 million.
Yeah, 9.6 there.
Yes, if you are not able to qualify from the group. So this one, I've projected at between $12 million to $15 million. And you cannot sit somewhere for a smaller team to shock you. So what do? You have to make sure that you win the game at all costs. At all costs. Because you cannot live.
That's what football is. Just playing football. You play on the
football. It goes beyond playing football. It go beyond playing football.
So what are the ingredients, man?
Everything. A lot of ingredients. Even if let's number 9, number 10 play first. You remember?
Sporty FM.
Do you know that sometimes what happened to our referee Joe Lamte? What happened?
Bimola say.
Number 12. What happened in number 12? You saw a lot of things. There are so many ways of killing a cat. It's not always that you use gun to kill cats or knife. Sometimes you use another way. So when we talk about operations, he's talking about
I beg you. No.
Using
my operations is different.
Yes, using other means to make sure that you have a resource. If you have a nice woman, he's being too stubborn, he splash cast on her. She will understand you.
That's what you think.
Yes. So if the match is so difficult for you, you cannot leave $12 million. You can spend $1 million.
To do what?
So in which areas can you tackle the operations? Which areas?
You can tackle goalkeeper number 1.
What are you trying to insinuate? Do you know that we are on public radio?
But he hasn't said anything. So you can tackle goalkeeper. Tackle goalkeeper.
Which goalkeeper?
You can target
your own goalkeeper.
You can target goalkeeper. Can target goalkeeper. You can target referee.
So when they are playing the ball, one player will go and hit the referee, then you fall down.
You can target FA president. Target captain.
Listen. I don't.
Yes, because you cannot leave $12 million and you come to Ghana. Hey, they will kill you.
But
Ernest will kill you.
Nathan, haven't you heard this thing before?
That
When Palmer was explaining indemnity,
yes,
what did he say? He said, look, this is a business model.
Yes.
You are playing 6 qualifiers to go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And when you go to the World Cup, and this one I'm quoting Palmer. That record is there. Nathan, you did the interview.
How did that interview?
So 6 matches. 6 matches. You have to pay indemnity to referees. No, be so. Indemnity is part of what CAF asks you or FIFA asks you to pay to the referee.
But it's effectively you are supposed to take care of the referee.
Take care of referee and take care of referees well.
So now, Palmer makes the argument that look, there's nothing wrong with budgeting $300,000 to take off indemnity. So that when the referee comes, there are 5 of them: referee, assistant, match commissioner, right? Yes.
So maybe referee assessor.
So 5 of them. 5 of them is $50,000 per game. No, so there are 6. 6 times 5.
It's 300,000.
Yes, 300,000. So 6 games. So $50,000 per game. So the 5 officials across board. Next game, 5 officials across board. Next, 5 officials across board.
You are done.
You are done. You are going to the World Cup.
Yes. You qualify and then you go for $8 million.
So you understand? So that was the explanation Palmer brought. That people said, hey, it is bribery. But no, it was not. He was not talking about bribery. But what he was saying was that you create an enabling environment for the referee to be comfortable.
So that what? So that
when referee comes and it's offside, sometimes offside, you see offside, say play on.
Not that wait. No, that is not the so that what. So that the referee will be comfortable and officiate the game fairly.
Are you the one to ensure that the referee handles the game fairly? The referee has his rule book.
Indemnity payment is allowed by FIFA. It's allowed. But the amount you pay as indemnity is what FIFA has instated. So we decided that look, instead of giving the referee $1,500 or $200 or $500,
Sporty FM,
you give him indemnity of $10,000 per game. So that when the referee is standing on the pitch, he's not thinking about, hey, my children's rent. Hey, my
the other day, Mr. Adika, the lawyer was talking about timing, optics.
No, it was FIFA who said we should pay the indemnity. So when the referee comes and says, I spend this on food, I spend this on this, I spend this on this, you have to indemnify the referee. Not so. So $10,000 per referee, assistant, referee, fourth official, match commissioner, 5 of them. So you budget that $50,000. You put it down. So when the referee comes, then you give him, apart from the kente and the sash and the small good, how do you call this one? Bracelets and things you give him to add the money. So when the referee is on the field, you say, oh, Ghana people, good. Ghana, good.
And so that's what?
You officiate the match fairly. Because you see, before the referee came to Ghana,
are you the one to ensure that he officiates fairly?
Wait. Before the referee came to Ghana, you don't know who met him in this country.
Yes.
So when he comes, you have to make sure the ground is well watered. So that when he's on the pitch and he says, I saw it.
I saw it.
That was what Palmer was explaining. Unclassified payment.
So it's simple. Say about that Omo Kramankau. If $12 million is there, you don't waste time. You can lose $2 million to get $12 million. That is why we bet.
To do what?
If $12 million is there, you don't waste time. Give car $2 million.
What are you saying?
Let's get in 2 goals. That is all. We qualify.
I cannot believe you. I really cannot believe you.
No.
Let's continue.
Yes.
So Morocco are also in their Group E. Group E. They've qualified already. Morocco, 21 points.
You've not heard this before. You've not heard this thing before.
What haven't I heard before?
So you've not heard this matter?
No, I haven't. It's news to me. Oh, man. Anyway, let's proceed. Anyway, Tanzania 10 points, Niger 9, Zambia 6, Congo 1. Eritrea have 0 all around. It's like they didn't even play. So Morocco, they are already through to the World Cup. Cote d'Ivoire's group is a very interesting one. They are 1 point ahead of Gabon. Cote d'Ivoire 20 points, Gabon 19. Cote d'Ivoire are yet to concede in the qualifying series. So we wait to see what happens. Gambia, Burundi on 10, Kenya 9, Seychelles 0. Algeria, they are also in a very, very good position. They lead Uganda by 4 points. Algeria on 19, Uganda 15, Mozambique 15, Guinea 11, Botswana 9, and Somalia 1. So Algeria also need, let me see, if Algeria needs to avoid defeat, and hope that Uganda will drop points and then they can qualify to the World Cup. Group H, Tunisia, they have already qualified. 22 points, Namibia 15, Liberia 11, Malawi 10, Equatorial Guinea 10, Sao Tome 0. And then Group I, Ghana's group, Ghana 19 points, Madagascar 16, Comoros 15, Mali 12, Central African Republic 5, Chad 1. So that's the final group. So that's the complexion in terms of the group stage picture. That's how it looks like all around.
And there's a ranking for second place teams.
Yes,
as well.
exactly.
So the team that could potentially make it into the playoffs.
Yes. So
there's Gabon there, currently on 19 points. There's Madagascar. And this is where, if Madagascar are serious about the second place operations against Comoros, DR Congo. DR Congo in 3rd place. You have Burkina Faso also in 4th place. Then you have Cameroon, Namibia, Uganda, South Africa, Tanzania. All of them have an outside chance of finishing as the best second place team. So there are going to be 4 teams, right? There are going to be 4 teams.
4 teams, as in?
Okay, so no. Only 1 second place team would go through, right?
Okay,
the playoffs.
The playoffs, is it not the second place teams that go into
no, so based on the ranking. No, based on the ranking, I think 4 of them would go. Kelvin, correct me if I'm wrong.
Which one?
In terms of the ranking for the second place teams for the playoffs, 4 of them from Africa would have to qualify.
No, you play. So all the how many groups are there? You know,
so
how many groups are there? You know,
they are
10.
11.
Okay, yeah, okay. So
we are 11 groups.
11
so I think the top 8, you get this ranking of second place team. So the top 8 would play in the runoff, and then we'll get. I think. Let me get it.
It's the top 4. It's the top 4.
So the top 4 out of the 8 will play. Yes. Will play the knockout phase. No, they'll play the knockout phase in Africa.
So
then the winner of it will go for the intercontinental
playoffs. Yes, so the 4 best second place teams. The 4 best second place teams.
That's correct.
Which currently are Gabon, Madagascar, DRC, and Burkina Faso. These 4. If by the end of the qualifiers this picture doesn't change, these 4 teams now go into the second round of qualifiers, right?
Yeah.
So the rule says that the 4 best group runners-up will be drawn into playoffs to determine the sole CAF representative
to go
at the intercontinental playoff.
That's correct. So you see, even if Ghana fails at this point, there's still that option.
But you see, it's a long-winded option that could end in failure. Because you win all of this, you go into the intercontinental playoff, boom, you lose, that's it. You've labored for nothing.
But at least there's an opportunity.
Okay, now the intercontinental playoff, so the winner from the CAF zone will join 1 team from Asia, South America, Oceania, and 2 from CONCACAF in the playoffs. The teams will be ranked according to the FIFA World Rankings. Okay, and they will play in 2, with the 4 lowest ranked teams playing in 2 single elimination matches.
Correct.
The winners will meet the 2 highest ranked teams in another set of single elimination matches, with the winners qualifying to the World Cup. Look at this long journey.
That'd be a lot more bonus for the Stars.
And that is why it's difficult for you. So don't worry yourself
try this
and
option.
Go there, because anything can happen in a knockout phase. Anything could happen. Go and ask Cameroon how they missed Algeria how they missed out on the last World Cup. You remember? Yes. So you don't have to take chances. How Egypt missed out on the last World Cup when they played against Senegal. Sadio Mane getting
then you lose a penalty
exactly,
shootout, and that's it. You are not going to the World Cup. So that's that. So in terms of the group, listeners, that's the picture. That's the picture painted for you. Anyway, I don't understand where this one is coming from. Mother, this is your.
The boys yesterday in training.
Are you sure? Oh. They are singing all kinds of things in here. Anyway, let's listen to Otuado. Let's listen
what
to
is
Otuado.
Otto saying?
You relax. Listen. Let's listen to Otto.
Yeah, now everything's in our own hands, and we're taking this positive vibe into this game. I hope that we learned our lessons from the last away game in Chad, and so it's very, very important that we stay focused, we stay concentrated. We don't think that we already made it and we already won. I know that as a player, sometimes unconsciously it's in your head like, oh, we win this game, but the biggest danger also as a player. So we have to take it very, very serious, and I think showed in training that they're very, very concentrated, they're very, very serious, and they're very, very aggressive also against the ball, even against each other. Individually, it's great, and the most important thing is for us to work together as a team, to work to our strengths, to support each other, even if things go wrong. And if we can keep this, then I'm sure we'll win.
All right, so that's Black Stars head coach Otuado speaking there, Charlie. This is a very critical game today. The team has to get it right against Central African Republic. The last time we met them, we beat them 4-3. This was at the very start of the qualifying series at the Baba Yara Stadium. And today, we meet again, but this time on neutral ground. Technically, it's still an away game for the Black Stars, a home game for Central African Republic, who are languishing in the bottom parts of the group. If you check the table, Group I, Central African Republic, 5 points. 5 points. They've won only one game. Drawn 2, lost 5, a goal difference of -9. They've scored 8, conceded 17. They've drawn one of their last 5. Right? They lost to Comoros 2-0 in their most recent game. So this team is not that strong. But the point is, the Black Stars will have to go and get a job done today.
Yeah.
And then see what happens in the other game. We've already established the route to the World Cup for the Black Stars. If they win today and Madagascar drop points, either via a draw or a loss, that's it.
Yamutu.
The World Cup is here. So that's where we are. If the Black Stars win today and Madagascar drop points in any shape or form, they lose or draw, that is it. The Black Stars are through to the World Cup. And Sunday, we'll all enjoy ourselves at the stadium. Should the Black Stars qualify, I petition that Otuado should give us all 5 minutes to also play the game. Also, Raymond, we'll give you 5 minutes. I get 10 minutes.
I want to catch.
Yeah?
To be a goalkeeper.
No problem. We'll give you 5 minutes. I get 10 minutes. We'll give Kelvin 15. Mm-hmm. We'll share the minutes,
Yeah.
And all of
see, in that final game, no, the squad is already there. So
no, he can't add anybody unless somebody pulls out.
So that's when Prince Usu and Co now come and show us what they can do.
I mean, I think it makes sense. Should the Black Stars qualify today,
and
this weekend?
This
weekend, let's change the squad. Bring Anand into the post. Change the back line small. Prince Usu here and there, and let's see. But anyway,
that is if we do today, so Prince.
No problem. We'll talk about that a little later. Listeners, build up to that game is from 3 p.m. on Sporty FM. Commentary will be from 4 p.m. So because the game kicks off at 4, so do join us. But guys, around 10 to
3:55.
3:55. We get into commentary zone from 4. We get going. So in addition to Otuado's audio, he spoke at the pre-match press conference, and let me read a few quotes for you. I think just to get the conversation going. Mm-hmm. And he said, quote, he says the team has had 2.5 good sessions, right? And they've looked sharp. And he says, quote, we're in a comfortable position that we can look at ourselves and we want to win this game. If we win this game, we have a high probability to qualify for the World Cup. But this is just the first step.
Right.
We have to fight defensively, especially to the last minute. I have a very good feeling that we can keep a clean sheet and score 1 or 2 goals. right? And then he went on to downplay talk of becoming the first Ghanaian coach to qualify for 2 World Cups. He says, I don't think too much about myself. It's about the team. We want to win this game, and then we will see. End quote. So those are the words of Otto Addo. He says, he says we're in a comfortable position. We have to look at ourselves. But he says we need to fight defensively, especially to the last minute. He believes that we can keep a clean sheet and score 1 or 2 goals to put us in a good place. Ray, your thoughts on these thoughts, your thoughts on these views by Otto Addo. Very interesting points. He believes that the team can come out unscathed. They can score a couple of goals possibly, and they can get closer to the World Cup.
Nathan, if I'm coach of the Black Stars and knowing the materials I have, knowing the results between myself and my opponents in the first leg, I'd confidently fancy my chances against them, because there's a team you put 4 past. You consider 3, obviously, because defensively you were not well organized. You were all over the place in that game. Is it something he can remedy? Yes. Is it something he can fix? Yes. Against Mali, did he find a way around organizing that defense to make sure the Malians were kept silent in the game? Yes, he did. So can he do that against Chad? Yes. Last time he played in Morocco against Madagascar, he kept Madagascar quiet for 90 minutes. Madagascar couldn't put a ball past them. Mm-hmm. So any coach finding himself in this position against a team like Central African Republic would be confident of his chances, and rightly so. I mean, this is not Nigeria, this is not Morocco, this is not Cameroon, this is not Egypt, this is Central African Republic. And if you want to be counted as one of the top teams in Africa, and if you want to be considered as a worthy representative of Africa at the World Cup, these are teams you should be sweeping aside. Mm-hmm. So on any day, any coach should be confident. And look at the quality of players he has in his fold. You're talking about players who are scoring goals in the Premier League week in, week out. These are players who carry a lot of fear factor. Opponents will be scared of them. You should take advantage of all of that going into a game against CR. So I think he should be confident. And he should be confident based on all of these things I've spoken about, and believe that he can get a result. And really, the players don't need too much motivation. The players don't need to be motivated to going into this game.
They should find motivation from where they are now, yeah.
And where this game, where a victory in this game would send you, should be enough motivation. For most of these players, it will be a huge opportunity for them to feature at the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Huge opportunity for the world to see you. Huge opportunity for agents to see you in a different light. Another opportunity for players to stake their claim as, yes, being the next big thing in the world, in world football. So, I mean, no big motivation or no bigger motivation than qualifying to the World Cup. And that's why I was impressed with Kudus Mohamed and what he said over the weekend. Mm-hmm. Look, after scoring a beautiful goal and helping the team win, he said, focus now moves to the World Cup. Mm-hmm. He wants to go and play for his country and get them to the World Cup. That's his focus. That's what he's looking at doing. And so, Nathan, the coach and the players are almost on the same. They are almost on the same page, and we can only believe, we can only hope that all the stars align for them today in Morocco as they take on their opponents, and hopefully at the end of 90 minutes will do the job. Potentially, this game could be a banana skin if you look at it in another breath, or if you look at it from another angle. I think that teams that normally have nothing to lose suddenly turn themselves into banana skins. The least mistake you slip. There's a team that put 3 past us, so they know how to find the back of the net. Whatever motivated them that time to put in the kind of performance they put up in Kumasi, I don't know if that motivation will still be there. Okay. Initially, I think that was our third or fourth game. It was one of the early games we played.
Yes.
So they were confident they had a chance to qualify for the World Cup. So they gave it their all. This time around, they know the opportunity is gone. But how do they approach this game? What do they want from this game? If they want a victory to at least appease their fans or give their fans hope that there's a future for this team. That could be their motivator going into this game. And if they are that motivated, what do they throw at the stars? All of these things could come up. And that's what I'm saying. Well, in as much as we are favorites going into this game, and in as much as we should be confident, the coach again would know that any football game comes with its own uncertainties. And so they would plan for that bit what could be the element of surprise. But having said all this, Central African Republic may be a tough team, maybe a tough nut to crack, but the Stars should have enough quality, too much quality, to do their job against them today. I'm positive that they can do that.
This is Sporty FM.
Calvin, your thoughts, and then I go to Michael Asai-Bwedu.
Well, it's a big game, regardless whichever way you see it. Jordan, Ayew managed to prove pivotal in a first game we played against them. And I think that this is an Otoado team that has picked up. They've just picked up the pieces from the last game that was the last failure to qualify for the AFCON. It looks like there is more energy in the team. They seem to have a lot more direction. They are eager to earn the results. The demeanor in camp, the attitude of the players, you look at it and you are clearly happy and confident that, come on, this is the kind of energy you want to feel in camp. How they responded to their rivals in camp very early, get into the groove, clearly gives you an indication of a set of players who are willing to achieve success. Playing at the World Cup is the biggest, ever stage as a player you'd want to get. Most of these players will not play the UEFA Champions League final. Most of these players won't play the FA Cup final. Most of these players will not play the Copa del Rey final.
That is true.
Most of these players will not win league titles at club level. So when you play at the World Cup, that can be your biggest, bargain. And I think that it behoves on them to get another qualification after what happened in 2022. For players like Mohamed Kudus, rising players like Abdul Fattah Isahaku, it's no bargain for them. They need to be there to tell the world that this is the quality that we are made of. For someone like Thomas Partey, he'd want to finish on a high, after a lot of issues and problems at Arsenal. Moving to Villarreal, we've seen that he's started picking up the pieces, brilliant performance. But at national team level, I'm sure he would want to make another statement at the biggest stage. 2018, he missed out. So 2022, he represented. 2026, he would want to be there and at least make a claim for himself. Can I push Ghana to at least the round of 16? Because in all the World Cups that we played, bar 2022, we made progressions to the next stage of the competition. Now, and then 2014 too, we failed. So at least, even with that, how we got out of the group or we were eliminated was, it was from a creditable performance. Because if you look at that tournament, the group we were in and the points, I think we got, how many points did we get? Was it 4?
Which
4
one
or
was
5? 2014.
2014.
We got 4.
2014, we didn't win a game.
We didn't win a game. So we got 1 point from the Germany game, right?
Yes.
So
2-1. We lost 2-1 to the US.
Utuado did the work for
So I think looking at this game, Utuado has found a way to now play better. And he's now gotten a way to use his players, the best of them, to the greatest use. Now he doesn't have to play two like-for-like midfielders before adding Thomas Partey to the group. Now he's found a good position and understood that my lead marksman is Jordan Ayew, and then I have players Antoine Semenyo and the rest playing off him. So it's actually great to see how he's getting to know his team now and then. And luckily for him, it looks like now he's getting his best centre back pair and a regular appearance for the goalkeeper and then also the left back. So it's more like now you're having an ideal central defensive unit with a goalkeeper for the games that being played. So clearly now it's good. It's been good, winning games. That positive spirit, a string of victories brings that sort of edge over other teams. Now, what this game should be for them is that they shouldn't be complacent. They may think, come on, this is the Central African side we beat. They may not have anything to lose from this game because they have 5 points. And judging from whatever can happen the rest of their games, there is no way they are going to make it to even the playoffs. But some of these teams at times would want to play for pride and then just disturb your peace and give the ticket to other nations. I know these players know it. The likes of Semenyo, Fatawu Shahaku, Mohamed Kudus, all these guys scored over the weekend. Kamaldeen Sulemana has had brilliant performances lately for Atalanta. What we want to see is whatever they do at club side, how Antoine Semenyo managed to score that goal for Bournemouth in a very tight angle, but still managed to get, the best from his kick and then beat the goalkeeper to it. We want to see those finishing instincts today. Mohamed Kudus, how he took the ball and struck it, the goalkeeper moved the other way. We want to see it manifest. Abdul Fattah Isahaku, how he plays for Leicester, the hunger to find goals, with that vibrancy. We want to see it today. Just qualify today, or do your best to win the game today, so that you know that it would be, not a mere formality, but an easier task for you in Ghana to just get a draw, which is a minimum for you to do what? Qualify. Yeah. And I just hope that today they will come to the party. Thomas Partey, we've seen you at VRL. You just hope that today you bring your A game, just like against Nigeria in the double header for the 2022 World Cup. You did in March 2022. It's a game that Otto and his charges know that they cannot fail. And we just hope that the rest of them will come to the party. Salisu and your friends at the back. That boom boom and loss of concentration and master game, please put it away. Play like you are playing on the African continent. I say yenye Rolls Royce is somewhere how. Go in with that energy. Bang into your defenders when you have to. You have to be robust, but make the most prudent decisions. We don't want to see those back passes and heart-wrenching, passes and organization that we see at times from them. Some of these teams may identify these flaws and they'll punish you when you make them. We trust what we've seen. Benjamin Asari with all his clean sheets. Many talk about him, the quality of shots. But I always tell you, if a goalkeeper manages his back line well, there is no way he's going to face those kind of shots that the goalkeeper who cannot manage and control his back line will face. So credit to him for all these times that, because you see him, he's able to come out and shout and talk to his defender. And I think he's picked that trait from Fatah Dauda. During Fatah Dauda's time in the Black Stars, he could talk to those guys. It was like, Charlie John Boy, I saw you when I was at Okwawi United. You were also here, you were playing. So why can't I talk to you that you must behave? I just hope that today will bring lots of glory, and then our game plan would suit what we want to do. I'm sure Sebo will play with Partey again. I'm not sure Otoado would alter that. If he would alter it, then it will be that fear factor of him, and he will play Sebo and then Elisha and maybe push Partey forward and put Semenyo on the left, put Kudus on the right, and then play Jordan as a lone marksman. Other than that, Kudus, Partey stay in midfield with Sebo, and then we have someone on the right hand side, another on the left, and then we'll be good to go. So I just think this shouldn't be too difficult for Otoado and his technical team to get one over the Central African Republic. For me, I think it's a win for Ghana.
It's a win for Ghana. Well, as we've established, the Black Stars will book their ticket to the World Cup if they get a win today and Madagascar drop points. That's the thing. The Black Stars will have to win today and pray that Madagascar will drop points. Either they lose or they draw. And then that's it. Everything is cool. Somebody sent me a text message. One of my guys, Robert, sends me a text message. He says, imagine a halftime show on Sunday with Sarkodie, Shatta or Stoneboy after Ghana has qualified. That would be an amazing thing, but I don't think the people have thought about it. Michael Azabred is joining us. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Yes, we are fine. Thank you so much for joining us. It's match day at 4 p.m. It all begins. Hopefully, it should play out well for the Black Stars. Just your thoughts on, I'm sure you've listened to Otto Addo, you've read the quotes and all of that. Your thoughts on his own mindset and what these quotes tell you about what he's thinking or how he's thinking about today's game.
Well, I think they will want to drum home just 1 point. And that is the essence of staying focused and knowing what is at stake. Not letting loose or not losing grip of the fact that we need a win to ensure our qualification to the World Cup 2026. And I want to believe that it is not just for eyeball purposes that we've brought legends like Asamoah and Stephen Appiah to the Black Stars camp. All the way, we flew them from Ghana to Morocco, not just because we needed them to be captured to just excite the public gallery. No, it was for purposes like this, drumming home the point and then making sure the players were made very much aware of what was at stake and what needs to be done. So it is very important for the coach, for the playing body, and then everybody who encompasses the Black Stars team. I think that they know what is at hand and what needs to be done to ensure that they deliver. If you look at the vibe around the team, I think it's been very much positive, right from when they assembled before the other players joined them. It looks like they are united in purpose. Everybody wants to do one thing, which is to qualify. And that is because it is the coach who want to be at another World Cup. He will want to write his name in the history books of Ghana. No coach has taken Ghana to 2 World Cup tournaments. Ratko Medikovic in 2006, Milovan Rajevac in 2010, Akwesi Appiah in 2014, 2022 Otto Addo. So if he does make it to 2026, it becomes much more of he is a pace setter now. He becomes the first coach to take Ghana to 2 different World Cup tournaments, and he will love that just to enrich his CV, and if possible, maybe to put to bed doubts about his credibility and reputation as someone who is competent enough to lead the Black Stars. That aside, these players will also love that platform. For Antoine Semenyo, but for the World Cup, I don't think he would have been enjoying his stint at Bournemouth. And I have always said it, he made that move in the World Cup year, and he will love that. Yes, he's in the form of his life at his club, but playing at the World Cup wraps up differently because it gives you another dimension to your game. It enhances your profile, it raises your value. And I think his club will even be excited that after he caps off what will be an exciting season for him, he gets to play at the World Cup just to increase his value so that in the event that is being sold, Bournemouth will make very good money. For Mohamed Kudus, it will also enhance his reputation at Spurs if they are considering players who are also well recognized and well respected at the global stage. I think Kudus will be there because he would also get to play at 2 different World Cup tournaments. And it is so for every other player. And so I think the players understand what is also at hand and what needs to be done to get what they need to help their respective careers. So I think, yes, they will leave no stone unturned from what we've seen, but we still have to talk about it, that we need to do the job. Now, the last time Central African Republic played, it was against Comoros. They played at a neutral venue, albeit it was a home game. And you look at how they lined up. They lined up in 3-4-3 formation. After Raul Savoy left them, Enza Yamisa Eloge has been the one who's taking charge. He's a local coach. What he's trying to do is not to ensure qualification for the side, unlike Ghana, but he's also trying to build a team that they can rely on in years to come, in future qualification phases, like the AFCON qualifiers. There will eventually be the CHAN qualifiers. So he wants to get a core group which he can rely on so that they will use for the CHAN qualifications and then also for AFCON qualifications when they do spring up. So the ultimate goal for them will be to play well, but also try out various players and also how the team will shape up and face the Black Stars of Ghana. So for them, they enter this game with the ease of mindset. There is no pressure on them to deliver. They are under no obligation to win this game at all costs. They want to step out onto the pitch, try something out, probably enjoy themselves, but ultimately to frustrate the Black Stars of Ghana. And that's why I think Coach Otuado's selection should be rich with the experienced players, those who have been here before, those who understand the magnitude of this game, and then perhaps blend them with a few players who are on top form. And for the experience, I would love to see that in almost every department. In defense, I will not want to miss out on someone like Jiku if I'm making the selection. Definitely, he features in here. If there should be a constant, if there is somebody who should be a sure selection, it should be Alexander Jiku in the defense. One is experience. Two, because the leadership that Jiku brings the players together, he's always constantly reminding them of what needs to be done. And so he makes you very alert, or he makes you very focused. And we need such a character, especially in the defense. We need not to be shocked like it happened in the game against Chad. If it happens so, it becomes more of a problem for us. So I would want Jiku to be the constant there. Whoever that is paired with Jiku, I don't actually have a problem with it. If it is a 3-man central defensive lineup, there should be Alexander Jiku. The same, if it's going to be a 4-man defensive lineup, Alexander Jiku should feature in there. If the rest of the selection will be Salisu, then it will be perhaps because he has that understanding with Alexander Jiku. They've played together for some time and they've built some kind of rapport. And so that relationship that exists between them should be okay. If it is Jerome Opoku, I will still not have any qualms about it. But Jiku as a right centre back, as a sure starter in central defense, and then anybody who is paired with. At right back, I love Caleb Rienchi and what he has done so far. And I don't know how ready someone like Ali Seidu is, but excuse me, he has the experience. Ali Seidu is one of those guys you want to trust to give you solid defensive displays. And he's back playing for a side in the French Ligue 1. So it gives me the impression that then he's ready to also play for the Black Stars. I will not say we bench Caleb Rienchi because Ali Seidu is better than him, but in terms of the experience that we see, then I would have gone for Ali Seidu as a right back, and then Caleb Rienchi will maybe have to occupy a spot on the bench. Then at left back, it definitely has to be Gideon Mensah because he's been the most consistent. If there should be a change in this, then perhaps we look out for Caleb Rienchi and then Ali Seidu. So Rienchi replaces Ali Seidu, but in my selection, I would choose Seidu because of the defensive solidity, and then that would be my back line. Benjamin Asare, of course, will start in the goal post. In the midfield, now let me throw in this controversial bit. Yes, the Central African Republic are no sure standard opponent that we need to fret whenever we have to face them, but I still think with how they will set up, they will have numbers in the middle. They will be more conservative. They will be laid back. So it means that they will have more numbers in their half than it will be for the Black Stars. So how about we also get more numbers in the middle? And in my opinion, someone like Kwesi Sebo, Elisha Usu should start, and then you put Thomas Partey ahead of them. Why I want to do that is because Partey brings that control. He calms the tempo of the game. He makes sure that if we have to increase the tempo, he will be able to do that. If we need to just slow down, he will be able to do that. He's a smooth conductor. And I would love him to be free of any defensive duties. All he has to do is the ball handling and then the distribution. Partey is also very good in terms of progression. And unlike in the game against Chad, where the playing surface was unfavorable to him as well as the weather conditions made him quite ill prior to the game, I think in Morocco, definitely the weather and everything should be smooth. He's just coming from Spain. Spain, Morocco, not much of a defense. The playing surface looks so good. I've monitored some of their training videos and stuff, and it is okay. Yesterday, after their training, when they did their Jama session, it looks like there's a playing surface that should be conducive enough for anybody who would love to place the ball on the playing surface and enjoy himself. So I would love Partey to be given much of a free role in the middle then Kwesi Sebo, Elisha Usu will do much of the tackling work. That is the ball, the work of the ball, trying to retrieve possession, recycle, and make sure that Partey is always available to be on the receiving end whenever they want to pass to him. So I would do with a midfield selection of Kwesi Sebo, Elisha Usu, Thomas Partey, just sitting ahead of them and being given a free role. If it happens that way, then we would have to look at how Thomas Frank is using Mohamed Kudus at Tottenham Hotspur. He's playing on the right. He's providing goals excellently. We can give him a playmaking role from that position. And then you play Jordan as a center forward. What this means is that you don't have a center forward who is static in the box, but he's very mobile. So it allows for the wing attackers. And my left wing attacker will be Antoine Selignon. So it allows for the wing attackers to invert at any point in time, and Jordan will alternate positions with them. So if it is Selignon who has to invert, Jordan drops to the left wing. Semenyo would have to cut in with this direct runs and maybe aim a shot at goal. The same applies to Mo Kudus, who we know can cut in on his left foot on the right flank and then take shots like he did and scored against Leeds United. I think if we are going with this selection, what it gives us is the balance in terms of defense and then offensively. Offensively, if you have Kudus, you have Jordan, and you have Antoine Semenyo, it is decent and okay to defeat an opponent like the Central African Republic. If you have a midfield comprising of Elisha Usu, Kwesi Sebo, and then Thomas Partey, it offers you that ruggedness in the middle. It offers you that physicality and intensity, but also it brings you that excellent ball control, and so you can manage the game and control it from the middle with a profile like Thomas Partey. And then if there is Jiku at the back, then you expect the players to be alert and focused all the time, and it brings you that defensive solidity. So I don't want to be in the shoes of Otuada. I don't want to think for him, but from what I get, there's an impression that if I was the one making the selection, I would have selected these players to represent us, and I would have just given off how the game plan should be. But Central African Republic is not a tough hurdle for us to scale. I think, yes, we stand a chance. And if we fail to lose, it will not be because of if we fail to win, it will not be because of how good Central African Republic is. It will be about us and our inefficiencies in the game. But I don't think that will surface in the game. Definitely, we'll go out there and get that win.
I find, how your view of the midfield really interesting. So what? So you'd have Kwesi Sebo, you'd have Elisha Usu, and you'd play Thomas Partey in the hole behind the number 9, right? That's the setup you would have gone with.
Yes, and that will allow us to control the game, manage situations very well, and then give us a standing, like a foundation sort of. Now, when the game travels and we want to be more exciting and more attacking, maybe by then we might be leading by a goal or two, then we can choose to tweak that midfield selection and bring on more exciting players who offer more offensive threats. And so that is how I look at it. We need to start the game, control the game for the first 60 minutes. We need to have the game in our hands. We need to decide what happens, the various transitions that play out. It should be in our bracket. We should be deciding them. If we allow Central Republic to control the game, that is when we'll be left frustrated, and when it will be forced to do things that will go against the game plan. But if we control it, trust me, we have the qualities to turn the game around at any point in time. Semenyo can weave magic at the moment. The same applies to Kudus. Jordan Ayew, just as the statistics show, we did that flyer, that artwork that captured his goal involvement during this World Cup qualification. 11 goal involvements, the same as Lionel Messi for Argentina, the same as Erling Haaland for Norway. It tells you how impactful Jordan has been. Whether he has to score from the spot or score from open play, he's always been on hand to deliver for us. So he's somebody that we can trust. And then in the last game against Madagascar, if you check, we actually utilized our set plays. Partey scored from a set play. The goals that we scored, 2 of them came from set pieces. So clearly, it means that if we are controlling the game, we have various avenues to tap into to try and then get a goal. And that is why I think controlling is very important. And the reason I went for that midfield selection, we can tweak it at any point in time, as I said, even after the 60 minutes mark. we can try and make some attacking changes and then inject some energy and vibe into the attacking transitions that we want to set up.
Quite interesting. Calvin, I saw you reacting to
Michael, you trust Elisha and Sebo to progress the ball to Partey?
Not progress the ball to Partey. See, I said Partey should be given much more of a free role. So it allows him.
So that means he's going to be more advanced.
Yeah, he's going to play Partey effectively as a 10.
Partey is going to roam. So I would say we play a double number 6. Now, Sebo is a better passer than Elisha Owusu, but without the ball, what they give is that they will shield the defense and then they'll be mostly engaged in the duel. So they will win us more duels, which means we'll win more possession. But the recycling will start with them, but it will not continue with them. So they just get the ball. Partey will be available. He will be on hand to receive the ball, but it will not just be Partey as a target. There will be Kudus. There will be Semenyo. So directing passes to these avenues should not be difficult. Again, when we are playing someone like Jerome Opoku, he's a good passer of the ball. So whenever the ball is won, there will be options to pass to. But Partey will be that first option to go to when they win possession. And I don't think the duo of Elisha Owusu Kwesi Sebo should have difficulties in finding Partey at a point in time. Judging by how Partey's role will be undefined, his profile will be like he's a roaming number 8, which means he cuts as a number 10 and also functions as a number 8. He plays such dual role because he is not limited or restricted to a particular position. He is allowed the liberty to roam around the central areas, especially in the advanced positions in the half of the Central African Republic team. I don't think it should be difficult for Sebo and then Elisha Owusu to find him from there. You see, the problem for Elisha and then Sebo is to progress, carry the ball. They can't carry, but they can pick a pass or two if they win possession of the ball. It should not be difficult. If you check the game against Mali, Sebo was doing just that. He was picking passes. He was distributing, and his distribution was above like 70%. If he attempted passes in that range for like 16 passes, he made 12. So that is not bad. So we can cope with that. Elisha Owusu similarly can also do a solid job there. So let's limit them to that. Just win the ball, be the first point of this cycle, but you don't carry or progress the ball. That is not in your domain. You leave that for Thomas Partey, who will be free. So Partey has enough energy to travel and roam around the pitch. If Partey has to combine what he will be tasked to do with the engaging in duels, winning possession, then he will tire out easily. But if he's given that feel, I think he will operate and excel in that because it is within his domain. He has it in his DNA. That is his prototype. If you watch the game against Real Madrid, Madrid never really bothered pressing Partey because they knew they would fail at that. So they were targeting the other midfielder. So I think Partey is the best one for that. Kudus can hold on to possession and draw fouls, but he's not better at carrying and progressing balls with that technical adeptness like Thomas Partey does. So I think I want to go for Partey in such a role.
Interesting midfield combination.
I understand where he's coming from, but you know, my concern has been with Elisha when he plays with someone who is like him. It breaks that sort of flow and fluidity. Fine, maybe Sebo plays, Elisha stays on the bench and comes on later.
So you'd go with Sebo and Partey,
the two,
not the three.
No, not the three. Sebo and Partey.
You would not even consider playing a third midfielder.
No. You put Kudus in that number.
Okay, I'm talking about a third central midfielder. No. So you would have the two.
Yes, Sebo stays. Partey makes the progression to so that he links between Sebo and then Kudus, because Sebo, if you looked at the last game, every time he wins the ball, he knows that yes, I have Thomas, because Partey is a switch. And if you don't have the switch in that heart of the midfield, it becomes difficult. You see how Vitinha plays. The switch, he controls the tempo. Partey dictates when we speed up the game.
When we slow it down.
Exactly.
The angle of attack.
And from those deeper areas, the reason why we call Partey the octopus is from that position in Ghana's own half of the center circle, he makes those distributions, find players in their zones, and reads and analyzes the game better from that angle. There are times he goes short passing just to draw the opponents. He's your ideal chess player on the football pitch. If you have him in a more advanced role, he plays so well. When Partey got his name for the Black Stars, it was that advanced role Kwesi Appiah played in. But let's not forget that at that time, the players who played
he had Aqua behind him, and then
Aqua, Bedu, Rabiu, those guys, they were top there. If you put them like for like Sebo and then Elisha, they are top. So that is where my problem comes from. But we don't know how Partey would also adjust and adapt to that. It means that at that level, if he advances, it means he's going to do lots of high pressing. Is your Thomas Partey at this level? Is he going to give you the high press you would want? He covers the ground so well. Partey in the heart of midfield when he stays in as the shield or maybe as a partner for someone in the central defensive midfield. He knows when to move, which space to cover. His movements are just exceptional. It's the reason why he wins lots of balls without fouls. But in that advanced position, are you assured of that? That is a problem. Elisha and the likes may be doing the work for you, but the end product, how the ball is going to move from that zone to Partey's zone before even the distribution is done. And if you move Partey forward so much, we all know Jordan Ayew. He likes to draw back. He will draw deeper into midfield. Kudus is drawing deeper into midfield. Semenyo likes to drop deeper into midfield to come and carry the ball at times. So now you're having about 4 players who would all be in and around the same zone, fighting for the same ball. And who is going to tell them? Because I'm not sure Elisha will tell you, Semenyo move to that, because Semenyo may not have that confidence in Elisha that Elisha is going to serve me with a cross-field pass.
So he's more likely to drop just to come for the ball, knowing that this guy can't get to me with the pass.
For me, the channel passing ability of Thomas Partey is very key to this team.
So you'd rather have him play in central midfield?
Yes.
With if we had as his foil to give him the freedom to play. So you play what? Kudus off the right.
So if I have it, Kudus plays central, put Ishaku on the right, Semenyo on the left, and I have my lead marksman in Jordan. So the midfield 3 will be Partey, Sebo, Kudus.
Okay. Partey playing in the hole behind the number 9.
Thank you.
You'd start with Fatawi
Ishaku on the right, Semenyo on the left.
Jordan through the middle. Sounds interesting.
That would be my option.
Rather, I would have kept Isahaku on the bench and I'll throw him on as an option.
And play Kudus on the right.
I would have Kudus on the right.
And play who up front?
I'd still go with Jordan up front.
Michael, do you remember the last lineup, the last game we played? Do you remember the setup, the players who played? I don't know. That was the game, yes. Try and find
the Ghana Mali game.
Yes, the Ghana Mali game.
Okay, I think we went with the back 3 that day.
Yes.
We went with a back 3 that day. I'll get you that one.
So yes, as you get it. So that is what I want to see. Kudus plays for Spurs on the right hand side.
Yes.
And I think that you don't have to alter his current game.
So we went with Caleb and Gideon Mensah in the wing back areas. We went with Partey and Kwesi Sebo. Then we had the attackers. We had Semenyo, we had Kudus, we had Jordan.
Yes. Yeah. So it was a 3-4-3. So Kudus was still on the right hand side.
So we went with a 3-4-3.
Yes,
Kudus on the right. So effectively, what we had that day was Kwesi Sebo shielding the back line and allowing Thomas Partey
to move with Gideon and then Caleb.
Okay.
So that is what essentially it does. Now, if we are playing Elisha, which is possible, then it means Ishaku stays on the bench, and then Elisha drops into the heart of defense. So he spreads Salisu and Jiku.
So that means we go with a back 4.
No, you go with a back 4. Yes, you start with the back 4.
So if you play Elisha, we go with the back 4.
You play with the back 4.
Elisha drops,
and then you have the back 3 with Elisha in the midfield or slightly in front of the 2, and then you have Caleb and then Gideon advancing to join the midfield at that point.
But clearly not that. Then it means we cannot.
So you have variations in.
I get that, but then it means that you cannot allow Elisha also to start your build-up because his passing is not the greatest,
and that is the reason why.
So this is what like.
So that's the reason why I don't want him when we build, because you can have Salisu and Jiku help you start the build-up,
especially Salisu.
Yes.
Okay.
Start the build-up. Partey gets it, or Sibo gets it, leaves it for Partey. Then we continue from there.
Okay, fair point. I think I can visualize what you are saying.
Exactly. So if you don't want anything to contradict and give you issues, then you go with your back four. You play your Partey, Sebo, Kudus, Ishaku. We advance.
I see.
Yeah, because one thing that Ishaku would offer you better is his high press and his energy. So now you have Jordan pressing. You have Semenyo pressing, you have Ishaku pressing, you have Muhammad Kudus in the second line of defense with Thomas Partey also pressing before it gets to the third line where there is Sebo for the cover.
So have four. So what? So you are leaning more towards what? A 4-2-3-1 type?
Yeah, 4-2-3-1 shape or 4-2-1-3.
Oh, a 4-2-1-3. Okay, either way, we have three men.
Exactly.
So 3 men to start the press high up.
It can still be a 4-1-2-3.
Okay.
With Partey and Kudus there.
Okay, and you would go with Fatau Isahaku starting. Michael, would you start Fatau Isahaku or you would bring him off the bench? I lean more to keeping him as gunpowder and keeping the gunpowder dry, and then when you need something,
we have so many gunpowders on the bench.
I will go for your option. I think I will love his energy and drive in the latter stages of the game. He's a sensation and he delights in such moments. And so I would love him to come on in the second half and create such moments for himself. I wouldn't want to start with him. We don't need such a drive at that early stage in the game. So I wouldn't do that. I would love him to come in, inject a different energy and different vibe into the game based on where the game is at that point in time, and that is what I will consider.
Well, I lean more with that. Even though you can look at the choices Otoado has made in terms of the call-ups, and you can argue and say that okay, we can still start Fatah Isahaku, and you still have the likes of Joseph Pencil, Bonsuba, Kamal Dean, all options you can throw wide. So I guess it works either way. I mean, it works either. I would rather keep almost the team that started against Mali, and then Fatawi Sahaku comes on to inject pace. You've got Kamal Dean, Joseph Pensu, Bonsuba. All these guys are wide options. Michael, let's go back to the choice you made at right back. You would bring in Ali Duseidu. You'd let him start fresh off, a long absence from the national team. That's what you would go with rather than play Caleb Irenchi as a right back?
Yep, I mentioned experience when I started.
Yes.
And it was because, yes, Ali Duseidu has been here before. Don't forget if he was thrown into a tough time in dealing with the threat of Nigeria. Yeah. And he was playing like they eased him into the season when he returned to full fitness. He played 45 minutes against Olympique Lyon. He played 45 minutes again against Nantes. Then in the subsequent games against Lens and then against Le Havre, he played the full 90 minutes, meaning that he's much ready. He's enjoyed much game time. He's trained for several weeks with his side, Rennes. So clearly, I think he's ready to go. Why we need to tap into his experience is that he knows how to handle games of this nature. Yes, I respect Caleb Irenchi and whatever thing he's done, but in games like this, when decisions are being made, it is not because a player is not good, but it is because of how a player can be used as and when, depending on the stage, the occasion, and also the opponent. Central African Republic are no tough opponents that we have to face. They won't offer much offensive threat. So it is not like Caleb Irenchi will face a tougher test and then there needs to be somebody who is more solid defensively. But it's because of Ali Duseidu's defensive contributions.
Okay.
And I chose him because it means he will not have to search forward more often and then contribute offensively to our cause. But again, in my selection, I place Kudus at the right wing, and that will cover for that. So in as much as when there is a UHE and he will be surging forward to create more offensive actions for us. Now, if you play Ali the Stadium, he gives you more defensive solidity. He brings that experience to bear to handle situations of nerves whenever he creeps into the team. And then you have Kudus to cater for Ali the Stadium's non-availability when it has to do with offensive action. So that is why I would choose him. His experience will be very much needed. I mentioned the same for Jiku. I mentioned the same for someone like Thomas Partey, Jordan Ayew. Definitely. I think as part of our defensive lineup, we would need experience to dominate. And if you allow me, again, Ali Seidu, Jiku, Salisu, Gideon Mensah gives you that experience that you need at the back. And that is okay for me. But one of Jerome Opoku or Salisu can be changed as and when. But my lateral should be constant. Gideon Mensah at the left, Ali Seidu at the right. It brings that experience to bear. And they would have to handle this game well. As I said, this game is not about how well Ghana plays. It's about how effectively we control the game and how well we manage situations. It is very important as regards our chances in the game. We can play well, but if we let slip a certain opportunity, a certain instance, if we lose our guard, we can be punished like it played out in the game against Chad. So we need to manage the game well, the game situations, and then we need to control the game. And we need the experienced players to be able to do that. When tempers have been calmed down, when tensions have been quelled, when everybody is calm and the game is right in our grips, then we can look at throwing in more exciting options. UNT is an exciting option at right back because of what he offers. But Ali Seidu gives you some kind of certainty in terms of his experience and also the defensive solidity. And I want to go for him at any given point in time. Another point is you need your bench to have more options. When we start with a more defensively oriented right back and things are not working, when you have Caleb Rienchi as an option for right back on the bench, it allows the coach to tweak his strategy, tweak his approach, and maybe bring Rienchi on to offer a different dimension to our play. So in as much as your starting 11 should have very good players, your bench should also have variety of options, which can allow the coach to change his game plan and then move on and do what he's supposed to do. Because if you are starting with Yuenchi, it kind of gives up what will be done. Start with Ali Seidu, try out what should be done there. If you still want to change because plan A is not working, Yuenchi gives you a solid plan B as a backup option, and then you are good to go. So I would choose him, Ali Seidu, play ahead of Yuenchi, and then whatever happens from there, the coach will decide what to do.
Well, we'll see how it goes today. The Black Stars playing against the Central African Republic. Kickoff is at 4 p.m. Let me just run through the full fixture list in terms of the World Cup qualifiers for today, and then we'll switch up and talk about some other things. The 1 p.m. set of games: Eswatini versus Angola, Ethiopia versus Guinea-Bissau, Libya versus Cape Verde, Mauritius taking on Cameroon. We've already established that Cape Verde need one more point, I believe, to qualify to the World Cup. So that's big for them. The 4 p.m. games, the 4 p.m. set of games, the 4 p.m. set of games, Comoros versus Madagascar, Central African Republic versus Ghana, Chad versus Mali, Djibouti versus Egypt, and Sierra Leone taking on Burkina Faso. And at the 7 p.m. batch of matches, Niger facing Congo and Tanzania taking on Zambia. We've already painted the group stage picture for you, so you have an idea of who needs what to qualify. For the Black Stars, it's a very simple thing. A win today combined with Madagascar dropping points, and it sends the Black Stars to the World Cup. It's as simple as that. A win today combined with Madagascar dropping points, either a loss for them or a draw for them, and it sends the Black Stars to the World Cup. So that is where we are now. The Black Stars are 3 points ahead of Madagascar. Now, should the two countries end up tied on points, then we'll get to the various tiebreakers, which will be goal scored, goal difference, and then head-to-head. As things stand, the Black Stars are in a good place in terms of a lot of those tiebreakers, right? Goal scored, they have more goals scored. Goal difference, it favors the Black Stars. Head-to-head, it favors the Black Stars. So on that, that's a bit of a cushion for them. But they will also have to be very careful, especially teams like Comoros. They could sneak in and cause a problem. So the Black Stars will have to get their win today, right? Now, even if the Black Stars get a win today and they go to 22 points and they don't win against Comoros on Sunday, I don't think it will be fatal. Of course, depending on what Comoros will do against Madagascar. So the Black Stars will have to win today and just hope that everything gets settled today. And then if Madagascar drop points either by a loss or a draw, then the Black Stars can breathe easy. And then Sunday, it's relaxation time. 9:18. This is still the Sporty breakfast. You can send your comments in 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. Let me play this very interesting voice note that a listener sent to us earlier concerning the Black Stars, right? Concerning the Black Stars game. This is what a listener sent to us earlier as a voice note. This is somebody's thoughts on the Black Stars game.
Hello, good morning, Nathan. When I match Black Star ball in our actual Beshi match, I said Ghana winning.
So it says it's an actual Beshi. Well, the Black Stars, they will have to do their own pushing today and pray that other things will go their way. Kickoff is at 4 p.m. We start the build-up from 3. We will get into the commentary zone from about 5 to 4. The gang will be here. Kelvin Owusu-Ansah and his team will be here to give us pure, unadulterated commentary and to take you through every single play, every single second, every single thing that happens in that game. All right, but that's not the only thing happening today. There is a Ghana Premier League game involving Asante Kotoko and Bibiani Gold Stars. It's an outstanding game, or a rescheduled game as some people call it. It was supposed to have been played a few weeks ago, but the two teams were involved in continental assignments. It was the weekend when Gold Stars lost to JSK and Asante Kotoko beat Kwara by 4-3. Before I take thoughts from Michael and Kelvin and you, the listener, you can send in your comments on 054-257-1061. Let's hear from Abdul Karim Zito, who's head coach of Asante Kotoko, and Hilary Adabo, who plays for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
It's now incumbent on us to be able to win this game because when we've set, as I said, we've set the target of winning the league. In the home matches, all the points, apart from Hasselfolk, will make it everybody's game. We said everybody who comes here should go without a point. We have to do everything possible to win. If we want to make our impact on our objective of winning the league, we start from now. They may come like wounded tiger because they were eliminated, so they will come out to try for the next year again. So I think it won't be easy for me, but at all costs I have to win that game.
All right, so those were the thoughts of Karim Zito, head coach of Asante Kotoko. Michael, let me bring you in. So that game involving Kotoko and Gold Stars happening today. We've seen the two teams. They played on the continent. Kotoko survived. Gold Stars didn't. But the two teams are meeting today. Does the game have a different feel to it? I mean, as compared to, you know, the complexion, if they had played the game during that weekend when they did, assuming they didn't have any continental assignments. I think you get my question. Does it have a different vibe now that they didn't play that weekend? They've done their continental assignments and they are meeting this afternoon.
Yeah, I think it's kind of altered the dynamics around it a bit because this was supposed to be match week 2. So Kotoko on match week 1 traveled to Brekum to face Brekum Chelsea. And then they would have played at home against Bibiani Gold Stars. Gold Stars then played at home to Bechen United. So they would have made that trip from Bibiani to face Asante Kotoko. But the dynamics around it changed because they both had to engage in African adventures. So Kotoko played against Kora in Accra and then eventually went to Nigeria to play them in the return encounter, which they won both legs. For Gold Stars, they played JSK at home, lost 2-0, and traveled for a lengthy period from Accra via Istanbul to Algiers, then later to where Kabyle is to play them. So they have had quite a traveling distance, barely had enough rest. Just on their return from Algeria, they had to travel to Swedru to play against All Blacks. From there, they were still camped in Accra. Then they made that long journey from Accra to Kumasi. If you compare that with Kotoko, after playing against Kora in Nigeria, they just emplaned to Accra from Nigeria and then traveled to Kumasi, and they've been in Kumasi since. So in terms of rest, and if you are looking at issues like fatigue, you want to say the Gold Stars team has had little rest as compared to that of Asante Kotoko. So yes, it changes the dynamics. As I mentioned earlier, if Gold Stars were just playing this game right after playing the team at home, they would have been at a different physical levels. If Kotoko were playing against Gold Stars right after the Brekum game, maybe it would have been different. They would still have had their energy levels intact, their confidence and everything intact. But there's a different thing for BBN Gold Stars. Their confidence a bit dented. The win against All Blacks will try to restore some amount of it, but something has changed. The technical direction of the team, different coach now. Pempo Manso has said goodbye to them. Master Kunodu is now in charge of the side. I don't know if he will be on the dugout. He will be in charge of the team for this game, but he's already introduced himself to the BBN Gold Star setup, even when they were in Accra. And so they know that he is the one in charge, and it's expected that he will still have a role to play in the team selection and then the coaching decisions that will be taken today. So yes, it changes the dynamics around this game. It puts Gold Stars quite at a disadvantage, and then it puts Kotoko in a very advantageous position. So it favors Kotoko more that the game is being played now.
In terms of team news, the two teams, how do they look like going into today's game? They had exertions over the weekend. 2-3 days later, they have to play this game. What do they look like in terms of team news?
Well, for Kotoko, the sad news is that Joseph Amwa will have to sit out this game. He's actually a player they have relied on in the last 2 games. The away trip to Nigeria to face Kwara at Abeokuta, he was very instrumental to Kotoko's chances. He played solidly. And then in the game against Heart of Lions, yes, he took his chance beautifully. He enjoyed himself, put in some brilliant tackles. Overall, I think he did a solid defensive job. Even at a point in time where he got injured and then his head had to be bandaged, he still held on to his own, wore his heart on his sleeves, did a solid job for Asante Kotoko. At a point in time when he was being subbed off for Patrick Esiedu, the fans who had gathered there decided to just give him an ovation. They applauded his efforts on the pitch, and it was that beautiful. So his absence will somehow affect Kotoko, not necessarily because Patrick Esiedu, who is set to come into the left back, is not capable. He is very much capable. In fact, he is their sure starter at left back. But for tactical reasons, Zito decided to go for Joseph Amwa, and then he got the result. So he decided to stick with him in the game against Heart of Lions. But Esiedu is very much capable. But what Joseph Amwa's absence and Kotoko will have on the bench, Francis Akwa has not been trusted that much since his transfer from Bechen. And the game that made everybody to write him off was the cameo he had in the first leg against Kora United. Many feel it wasn't impressive. Even the third goal that Kora scored was basically his fault by failing to mark out the player he was marking and then try to win the ball. So I think he's not really justified why he should be part of an Asante Kotoko match day squad. But I think due to the absence of someone like Joseph Amwa, then Francis Akwa would have to slot in as a left back. That aside, Kotoko don't really have much of a problem in terms of the players who started the game against Heart of Lions. If there will be changes, it will only be for Joseph Amwa's injury, and so that will be the change. The other change might be tactical. Players like Morifin Donzo, Zito said this during the post-match press conference against Heart of Lions. He said that Donzo is a quality player, take nothing away from him. But the issues that he's having has to do with language barrier. They can't communicate with each other. The player cannot communicate with the coach cannot communicate with the player. It is only when in training, when Donzo's colleagues, speaking colleagues, come to do, and then he also communicates what he would like or share his opinion through his teammate who can speak French. But in a real game situation where everybody is heated and everybody is so much focused on what is happening in the game, it is difficult for the coach and player to communicate. And that was an issue. And they feel it is something that they will need to work on in time to make sure that the player understands what the coaches expect of him exactly. And then also the player can communicate effectively to the technical team if he's having any challenges regarding his teammates or a particular instructions that have been dished out to him. So they would have to sort that out. So it means that I am not sure Donzo will start this game. There will likely be a replacement for him. If it happens so, you can look out for someone like Philip Amo. You can look out for someone like Emmanuel Enchi, or you can even look out for someone like Walid Hussein Nema. They can be options that Coach Zito will select. Then it means Albert Amo's position will be altered. He will be switched to the central areas, and then someone would have to occupy the right wing and then alternate between himself and then Peter Amiduapa. So these are the likely changes that Kodoko will have. In the midfield, I doubt Zito will make changes to how he started the game against Heart of Lions. The midfield trio of Adabo sitting as a single pivot and then Hubert Jehu and Emmanuel Entry should be enough to do a job for them. As and when Seth Kojo can come in and also complement whoever he would have to come on and then play with. So these are the options for Karim Zito. In central defense, yes, if we see any change in one of Joseph Ablo or any, Samba will definitely be the sure starter, but Joseph Ablo will likely drop to the bench if Zito wants to make changes. And one of Henry Ansu, Zakaria Fusteni or Musa Hamzaka will be selected. Lord Amma will definitely start as the right back. So these are the options that Karim Zito will likely play with for today. But for the match day squad, the only option that will be out is Joseph Amma. His name will be excluded because of injury. On the part of the BNE Gold Stars, yes, they refreshed their lineup to face Swedro All Blacks because of the exertions, the travel that they had to endure when they traveled to Algeria to play against JSK. So they will also make one or two changes. You expect some experienced players to come in, a different squad from the one that played against Swedro All Blacks. You expect differences in there, but you still expect the main men to be selected. Attack Kumi likely leading the attack. Michael Onko, I don't know how much of a role he's going to play from the start, but you expect some changes from the Gold Stars team because a new coach has come on board, and then two, the approach to this game will also be different. How Gold Stars shaped up and how they prepared for the game against Swedro All Blacks will be different from how they approach the Asante Kodoko game. It is a game that they've not actually seen much joy. But that when in the top four tournament, they hadn't really enjoyed much success in terms of facing Asante Kodoko. Last season, they drew goalless at Bechem. Kodoko beat them in Kumasi by 2-0. And then even in the Champion of Champions, Kodoko won them 1-0. So Kodoko seems to have mastered the art of defeating the BNE Gold Stars, especially when it is a game that Kodoko will have to play at home. Gold Stars barely enjoy success here. They haven't enjoyed much success, but a 1-1 draw they secured in 2023 May. From then, they've never really enjoyed on any of their travels to the Baba Yara Stadium. Last season was 2-0. The previous season was 1-0. And then their first ever trip to the Baba Yara, they were walloped by 5-0. So they know what is at stake. Marcel Kunedu understands this very well, and he will set up his team differently. They will be much more defensive oriented, and they will try to steal a moment or two to see if they can cause harm to Asante Kodoko. So yes, there will be changes in the Gold Stars team. And then for Kodoko, as I've already mentioned, there will likely be some 1 or 2 changes too.
We'll see how it goes. Kelvin, thoughts on this?
Well, I think that, yes, Kotoko are more under pressure to get the victory as against Gold Stars because the points that they dropped against Hearts of Lions, though many will say these, Hearts of Lions, by virtue of their performances in the last couple of games and also the last time Kotoko faced them during the top 4, they had an edge over them. In the league, they were winning home and away. So if you draw against them, it means there's a creditable performance for Abdul Karim Shitu and his men. And I think that was a better display than what I had seen Kotoko from even the top 4 throughout to the Champions of Champions to the Kwara game. This game was better in terms of how the team bonded, their chemistry, their patterns of play. They looked better. For Gold Stars, I watched them at Swedru. Swedru played, All Blacks played virtually 75% of the game. But what they did was they took care of their chances. The few opportunities that they got, one came off the crossbar, Samuel Atakumi, and then the goal from Nkoa, who had a very terrible day on Saturday against Swedru All Blacks. Now, what Gold Stars have in their team that has an edge over Asante Kotoko is, consistency. If you have a defense with a goalkeeper, Kobe, you have Anaba, you have Atinga. Kelvin Opon was injured and couldn't play that game, but I spoke to him on the side and he said he was going to be available for this particular game. If Atinga is on the bench and he comes on to play, captain of the team with his experience, and you could see how he marshaled Rudolph out of his shooting space every now and then.
All Blacks.
He understood the assignment with his experience. He kept Rudolph at bay. What Gold Stars couldn't have better was their midfield. Trine and Konto couldn't have a very good game. And I don't know what they are going to do because they still have Ajite, they have Apia McCarthy, equally good players on the bench. That is the strength of the Gold Stars team. If Emmanuel Ajima is going off and then you have other players coming on, they have Eduku coming on when Sanu, the player, the tall, lanky forward from Salitas, is going off. You know that, yes, they have equally good replacement. Now, what happens today is Kotoko would have to take the game to Gold Stars.
Okay.
They would have to break that defensive line of Gold Stars. And I think Gold Stars have been more resolute. After shipping 7 goals against JS Kabili, find a more superior side to All Blacks though. But All Blacks beat Samuel Buedu's side 3-0. They've been scoring in almost all the games that they play. So it clearly tells you that it was good work done by Gold Stars in stopping them. Now, Albert Amoah did his best. The Asante Kotoko attack seems to be a bit problematic. If Albert Amoah is not able to shoot very well, the rest of the players find it difficult, even for those with the technique and ability. That is why I think that on days when Albert Amoah is struggling to find the net, Emmanuel Enchi, he should be finding the target more because of the quality that he possesses in shooting and his technique. Seth Osei may be the dazzling player you want. He will run, cover space, make some passing, good and all that. But he needs to score goals. I've always said
Central general needs to get more goals out of that attack.
And they don't get it. Peter Amidu and the likes. You get it. Peter Amidu does, most of the runs at times, but the final product, if you don't find Albert Amoah well, or if you don't find yourself in good position to shoot. There are times I question myself, is it that they don't practice shooting at the training grounds? Michael normally goes there, so maybe he can tell us whether the players don't practice shooting, but I'm sure they do. They do practice, but when they get into the final third, outside the penalty area, I expect that a CAM, you should be finding the target, but they go in with feeble shots and goalkeepers are glad to pick it up. And they are facing one of the best shot stoppers on the local scene, Kobe. Hardly can you beat him.
No.
And we've seen his exploits. Now, on the side of Gold Stars, Kotoko would have Samuel Atakumi to contend with. They would have a tall, lanky player in Sanu to deal with. If he's not playing, Eduku is stubborn. We saw Eduku against Kotoko in the top 4 and also in the Champion of Champions. He gave them a hell of a time. Not even Ensu, not even Ablo, not even Samba O'Neill could match him up with a physical tussle. And when it happens that way, Atakumi will be very glad to pick up those scraps and score. So it's a game that we know that yes, Gold Stars will be soon announcing their new coach. They'll let us know their new coach, which I think is being almost clear who is coming into their fold. So Nanaya Amankwa would want to have a solid ground, a solid base for that coach coming in. And he's a man who's played Kotoko for quite some time in the last couple of years as Hasselhoff assistant, Gold Stars assistant. Now he's leading the charge. It's going to be a good game, and thankfully the timing of the game too seems to be right. 7 p.m. on a working day, midweek. It should be good enough under the lights.
Under the lights.
Yes, both teams have been playing under the lights for quite some time. Yes, Gold Stars went to play under the lights. Kotoko have been playing under the lights all the time. So it should be a good watch. But I think that Kotoko would have, that mental edge. We beat them recently, so why don't we continue on that same tangent and get the best of results?
Well, we'll see. Asante Kotoko versus Gold Stars is a rearranged Ghana Premier League game. It's happening today at the Baba Yara Stadium. 9:38. Before we leave, Kelvin, there's some news coming in. You might want to share that with our listeners.
Yes. So, Michael Asaribuedo's friend, Coach Lai Kinson, formerly of Ghana Under-17 boys team, has been announced by the Uganda Football Federation Association as the new head coach of all Uganda national men's football junior teams on a 2-year contract. So it starts immediately. But what happens now is that the Uganda have a coach. They are going to the Under-17 World Cup, which is happening this November. Brian Senyondo has been the one who's been coaching the team. He's agreed that he's going to go for the tournament, the World Cup, but after that, he's stepping down from the Under-17, but would be available for other levels of the national teams if they offer him anything. So Lai has landed another job. He's going to handle the youth teams. Let's not forget that Lai is trusted, to shape youth footballers, which means that he's going to handle Uganda's youth teams. Let's not forget he handled Ghana's Under-17, Under-20, Under-19 possibly. So all the youth sides, he's going to take care of them. He worked with Norgeland in Denmark, to Dream Academy. So he's nurtured talent over some time. He coached Ghana's Under-17, and so we'll wait to see. And he's not the first Ghanaian. Remember, Parkosi Fabian went there to handle the Under-17, Under-20 in 2019. So we just wait to see if Lai can have a very good stint with them. So that is the latest news coming in. Michael Asaribuedo's friend. So Lai is going to handle Uganda's youth teams.
Michael,
what is that? Miss Bell has a song. It goes like "Bra Lai."
Very interesting appointment. Very interesting appointment done by the Ugandans to bring in Lai Kingston. I guess he's had his stint with the U17 probably didn't go as well as we all would have wanted, and looking at the circumstances of his exit. But the point is, I guess we need to also think critically about that level, what we want to do with that level. It's a very, very important thing, and we talk about it all the time. Now is Prosper Nate Ogum wonderful, but okay, what is the overall plan for the youth teams, the age-restricted teams, U17, U20, U18, U19, all of that? What's the plan? It will be very interesting to see what Lai Kingston does with the Ugandans. But congrats to Lai on getting the job. I like it when Ghanaian coaches go to other places, because you tend to see a different style of football. You pick up a different culture. But I guess they've brought Lai in maybe because of reputation. They've seen the kind of work he's done. They've looked at his CV. They believe that he's good at that level. Thumbs up to him. Congrats to him. I hope he succeeds. I pray he really, really does well, and it opens big doors for him. So congrats to you, Lai Kingston, on your newest appointment as the new head in charge of Uganda's youth teams. Kelvin, did I get it right?
Yes.
He's in charge of Uganda's youth team. So wonderful stuff. I always say that if you give our coaches the best of education, the best of opportunities, they'll be able to do big things for themselves. So, Lai, shout outs to you. I don't know who he'll be working with. I don't know whether he's taking any Ghanaians, but it's nice to see Ghanaians getting these opportunities. 054-257-1061. Let's see if we have maybe some WhatsApp messages. Let's see if we can take some before we leave. All right, but we'll be wrapping up in a bit. Michael, as we wrap up, would you want to give us a prediction today? Central African Republic versus Ghana.
Okay, so let me go for Ghana to score no less than 2 goals. Jordan Ayew to be on the score sheet. It's been a time I saw Kudus celebrate a goal in Black Stars colours, so Kudus also to score.
Okay, interesting. Kudus to score. Okay, you say Black Stars to score a minimum of 2. Kelvin, do you want to give us
2 goals?
2 goals.
Jordan on target, Ishaku on target.
Hey, Jordan and Isahaku. Yeah. I see. Interesting picks for scorers. We'll be back here, listeners, from 3 p.m. to do the build-up to take you through that game. 3:55 is when we switch to the commentary mode. Kelvin Owusu will be here with his team. Emmanuel Andam and Co will be here to guide you through that game. It's a very important 2026 World Cup qualifier. The Central African Republic versus Ghana is being played in Morocco. And we'll see how this game plays out. But that's how I wrap it up this morning. Michael, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll catch up soon. You have one eye on the Ghana game. When it ends, I'm sure you have your attentions on the Asante Kotoko game too as well. We'll all be doing that. Michael, take care. Enjoy the day. I'm sure we'll catch up soon. Okie dokie. All right. That was Michael Asaibedu joining us on the line. 9:43. This